My name is Meg Black, and I'm the owner of Meg Black Studios.
I was in Virginia visiting my daughter when I got a text message from Jean Jones asking me if I would paint a painting for tonight's event, and I was so flattered that Ben's staff had asked me to do this, and that began a clandestine project that we all worked on together since the end of May, and the painting here tonight is the culmination of our work together.
Every time Ben would leave the office, even for a little while, I would get a text message or an email telling me to run over because the coast was clear. I would go over to the farm and take photos from different times of day and different angles, looking for the perfect images. And ultimately, I settled on this angle, which became the subject of the final painting. I put the photos together in slide format, and together with staff members, we met several occasions to discuss the project. Once again, every time Ben would leave the farm, I'd get another email telling me the coast was clear, or here's a photo, or here's an image that maybe you would like to include in the final painting. But my favorite message by far was the one from Maura and Ben on my cell phone at the very same time. I made the painting in my Topsfield studio. I use two materials to make my paintings. Abaca, which comes from the inner bark of the banana tree. We use abaca tape to make nautical rope and artist canvas. It cannot rip when it's dry due to its wet strength. I also use cotton, which comes to us from North Carolina. The cotton helps control the shrinkage. Abaca has a high shrinkage rate, and so the cotton prevents it from skewing the final size of the painting. Once the abaca and cotton are mixed, I add pure pigments to make my color palette. The pigments include cobalt, titanium, cadmium, and manganese. The beater I use is called a Hollander beater because it resembles the water wheels of Holland. Once the pulp is out of the beater, I pour it onto a vacuum table with a small bowl, and I lay it out on the vacuum table to the size that I want the final painting to be. I use screening to define the edges of the painting. And then I started working on the piece a little at a time and going back into certain areas that needed more work, referring back to the photographs, putting the painting up eventually when I was ready to look at the finished stages, going back and reworking areas that I wasn't quite satisfied yet, and getting more emails from Ben's staff telling me the coast was clear. I kept working, kept growing with the piece, kept thinking about the ideas that I wanted to develop, and ultimately the painting was finished. Once the painting was finished, I put it into the display frame and sent a text message to Ben's staff announcing that the work was done. So I hope Ben enjoys living with the painting as much as I enjoyed making it for him. Thank you to Rick, Maura, and Jean for trusting me with this project.